Yo, welcome back to Studio Time with Ryos. In today's episode, I'm going to be remixing Armin van Buuren and David Guetta's new song called In the Dark. I actually didn't plan on this, but right before I started filming, I went on Instagram and I heard it and I was like, So I think today I want to just mess around, have some fun, try to make some remix ideas. So let's get right into it. Alrighty, so as mentioned, this was not planned at all. I've only heard this song about one time, a total of one time. And yeah, we're gonna have a nice raw session. Let's see if we can come up with something cool. So straight away, my mind goes to making this a little bit faster. The song's at 126, and my idea is to, of course, make it Ryos-y, aka just want to make it really energetic and big room and progressive and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the vocal, speed it up to 130, and I really love the chords and the main sound that kind of plays throughout the whole track. It's this guy right here. I think my first instinct would be to pull up Serum and then try to remake that melody quickly. So very, very simple top melody. Let me see if I can figure out the bass line real quick. Okay, so it's one of these kinds of bass lines, which I love a lot, where it hangs around for 2 bars instead of 1. What I like to do to make my life easy, I can just throw on a tuner on the master. Be helpful if I turned it on. Alright, so we got D, G, A? Oh, B, okay. So the bass line should just simply be D all the way through, and then I'm gonna swap this down to G, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I've got the chords in, I've got the vocal playing, I just had to realign it onto the grid, and what I'm feeling now is to actually change the vibe of the song a bit. And how I'm going to do that is do something that I always do, honestly, and that's to incorporate some kind of really mean bass in the break. I think I'm going to go for like a bassy and atmospheric kind of break maybe, and then we'll go from there. We'll just see how the vibes sound. But
it's either breathe or drown. I really need you now. Oh, I know that you'll be my lightning in the dark.
okay, so I already like that way more. One thing I'm going to do right away is pull up an EQ for the vocal, just because it was extracted from the song using, like, you know, AI separation or whatever. There's always going to be artifacts. And this is really, really sharp around this region.
Oh, I know that you'll be my lightning in the dark.
All right, now I'm going to try to make this bass sound a bit meaner. I like Decapitator for this. Kind of want more of a growly tone. And then another thing that might help my case is delay. So, delay on a bass. What am I thinking, right? In all seriousness, the delay that I'm going to choose is high pass a good amount. And you're going to hear what it sounds like. It's really just in the mid-range. So it's not really messing up the lows too much.
It's either breathe or drown. I really need you now. Oh, I know that you'll be.
I've also just pulled up the stereo sound. It sounds like this together. Something I do in a lot of my songs, it's almost like a signature thing of mine. And basically, we're adding a little bit more of like a mid-range flair to this bass. A little more movement, which is cool. Now, another thing that we have to do, though, is we really need to add a sub as well. Let's do prog sub 2. Bring it down an octave.
It's either breathe or drown. I really need you now.
Now I'm thinking we can follow the arrangement of their song because I absolutely love it. And that's to kind of make this the build area. So that's something that I'm going to consider. But we definitely need to build out the break a little bit more. The thing that comes to my mind now is adding movement via synths. It might even be cool, now that I'm thinking about it, to use one of those vibey synths, for lack of a better word, that I really like, and use the melody of their song on it. So I'm going to keep that in the back of my mind as well. Let's make this super spacious. My idea is, what if we take these guys and leave everything else? Yeah. Okay, I like this idea a lot. We need a better sound, though. I think we're going to use the somber lead instead. Here we go. What if we open up the filter, though?
It's either breathe or drown.
I kind of like it open, guys. We're going to rock with it open. There is so much hoopla happening. Increase the gate so it goes away. Now, with this synth open now, it is really, really harsh. So we need to tame some of that. Okay, so I really like this idea of the somber lead. What we need to do, though, in order for it to work in my idea right now, is we need to use Supermassive to make it a bit longer, and then perhaps a delay as well.
It's either breathe or drown. I really need you now. Oh, I know that you'll be my lightning in the dark.
Now, another thing that I'm considering is adding chords, actually, just some filtered basic chords. Pull up Serum for that. I think it might make for a nice layer along with this kind of bass. All right, so let's go here, here, here. That sounded kind of cool. I want to make the sound a bit more vintage sounding, so we can go ahead and use Origin for that. Yeah, I want it to sound old. We're going to take down the noise.
It's either breathe or drown. I really need you now. Oh, I know that you'll be my.
Yeah, that adds a nice little melodic flair. Next up, I want to try to figure out a way to incorporate some movement. Actually, maybe we don't even do movement here because the build is going to start here anyway. So maybe we go for like a more grand kind of vibe here. So if that's going to be the case, maybe I switch my idea to doing big orchestral toms, impacts, things of that nature. Here we go. Impact sounds good. We could also go crazy with like cinematic toms. I think that might be a nice option. So I made a really nice orchestral drum in my Memories remix. So I'm just gonna use that one real quick. Also gonna quickly redo the chords. I think this would sound a bit better. Spreading them out a little bit more. Okay, and I think I'm gonna finally just do it. I really need to bounce this into audio, so let's do that right now. I'm definitely feeling when we go to the drop, I want to use their melody for sure. I feel like I'm hearing it so clear, especially because we're highlighting it here. And I think it might sound cool if we make a more aggressive version of their song, basically. So I kind of want to cheat and skip right over to that, but let me see if there's anything immediately in the break that sticks out to me before I move on. I think I wanted to do atmosphere, so let's see.
Lost in the sea or down. It's either breathe or drown. I really need.
I would love something with rhythm. I think there should be something here. Hold up. Hold your horses. Yeah, love this kind of stuff. Let's see if it works.
Lost in the sea or down. It's either breathe or drown. I really need you now. Oh, I know that you'll be my lightning in the dark.
Okay, this sound is TBD, but this idea I really, really like. If this doesn't work, IDK, but I also wanted to try to get just an atmosphere bed in. Make it nice and pretty and melodic. So let's see what we got. Okay, I don't know if this is me just being like superstitious, but whenever I just quickly go into sound and I click on the first one, I don't know, sometimes it feels meant to be. I know that sounds a little woo-woo, but it's worth trying. Okay, that actually sounds really good. This sound, I love the idea, but it's just not there. It's a little too like dirty for this idea. This is a very melodic and I guess clean kind of sound. So I don't think this will work, but I love this rhythm. So maybe I can use like some sort of pluck or I don't know, like a more organic, beautiful kind of sound, but with this rhythm. So I think the simplest thing to do would be to just copy the chords over. And then that rhythm is a pretty simple, like, trans-gated rhythm. So I think I can just go do trans-gate. Oh, but what if we did a vocal? Hold your horses. Hold on. Is this it?
Breathe or drown. I really need you now.
Woo!
Down. It's either breathe or drown. I really need you now. Oh, I know that you'll be my lightning in the dark.
Okay, this idea is so damn good, but it's not executed correctly yet. I think what I need personally would be to have a nice string or something beautiful. Better. Now let's route them together and then let's add a little bit of, or a lot of reverb actually, so that they feel like they belong in this nice big space. Because I want it to be atmospheric, and I feel like right now part of the issue is that it's a little like too dry. I'm gonna try something too. What if we take off a little bit of the top, we filter it down. Oh, there we go. Another thing, folks, I think I want to use a different bass for this break. I want to use the bass that I normally use. Favorite Reese bass, how you doing? Still gonna get processed by this extra send here. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So much better. All right, now one other fun detail I want to do real quick. I would love to make some kind of throw to fill out this section. So it'll start here. Let's go here. Something like that. Now for the throw itself, nope, we're not going to. I mean, I clicked on vintage phaser. Didn't mean to, but maybe we'll keep it. So I know I obviously use Valhalla delay, but the preset that I use is actually kind of more of a reverb. But I want to use just like a simple, kind of like this.
It's either breathe or drown.
Taking off the phaser, I think it was actually causing me some weird issues. I was messing with the delay, and I think a quarter note actually sounds a lot better.
Lost in the sea or down. It's either breathe or drown.
Sick. Let's add the reverb back on.
Lost in the sea or down. It's either breathe or drown.
Now, I do want to work on the drop, but I heard one more thing quick, and that's to add some kind of like ear candy here.
I really need you now. I really need you now. Oh.
Okay. All right. Let's start working on some drop ideas. So I think what I want to do is actually use the drop synth that I use for jungle. Okay, we got some nice sounds going. We're going to steal the melody that we remade in the beginning, and I'm going to use this as a source of inspiration. Will I use the whole melody? Will I use just parts of it? I don't know. Let's figure it out together.
Be my lightning in the dark.
Let me also just quickly get a kick in, too, so that I can hear the whole idea.
Be my lightning in the dark.
So my idea right now is to switch up the rhythm of the notes that they use a little bit, extending this note so I could do a tape stop, kind of doing this like little ARP fill here, and then I'm gonna do the same thing here, and then here I could completely change the melody, I think. Use the same rhythm, of course, but move the notes somewhere else, down or up. Yeah, I feel like that could be kind of fun. Let's explore it a little further. Let's see how it sounds once I add the pitch bending. Whoa. The pitch bends sound good. Let's go ahead and start getting some bass in. I kind of want to do a stomping kind of bass. So that just means a bass that's playing 4 to the floor. Let's use a Novocaine bass. I like that idea, actually. Okay, I actually really like this idea. It's obviously still super rough, but I'm kind of hearing a clearer picture in my head. So here, I definitely want to do something cool. My idea initially was to do an octave jump, but I actually don't love the way that sounds. So maybe what I could do instead is just pitch this guy up. And here we go. This is a no-brainer right here. I hear this so clear in my head. Good heavens, not that. This. And then this would actually make for a really nice pre-drop fill as well, huh? Like this.
Lightning in the dark.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and get the other Novocaine layers going. So next would be the rave bass. Get that in there. Okay, next up, as you can see, just bringing in the sub that I used for Novocaine as well, which was the 808. And this pretty much completes our bass stack from Novocaine. I am going to omit the brass bass, which is a layer that I used, because it's really mid-range heavy, and this is already taking up a lot of space, plus I wanted to add chords. So I'm purposely going to leave that layer out to make as much room as possible for potential chords. Bass is good enough for now. It needs a little bit more work, but I'm just focused on getting the idea down. So don't want to spend too much time there. So next, it's time to try my chord idea. So for the chords, I want to take a buzzy kind of saw chord and then combine that with a super saw. And we're going to see what that nets us. I really liked this inversion from the break, so I'm going to reference this. Okay, I think what I'm going to do, though, to make this different is here I'm going to go G instead of B. And then let's also get that super saw layer in. For this layer, it shouldn't be too complex, just like a basic super saw. All right, we're cooking with fire, ladies and gentlemen. The chords sound great. There's so much that I want to do now. The freaking inspiration is now really flowing. Let's start by getting some more drums first. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's definitely get some big claps to go along with this too. Now, as I'm doing the drums, I think this kick is going to change. This kick was one that I kind of just threw in there anyway, but I feel like I need a ploppier kind of kick. All right, I like the battlefield kick a lot better. That sounds good. Now, there's something that I noticed. Here's what I noticed. The rave bass that I have in here, even though I really like the sound, it is a bit messy, and I just don't think it works with this idea. So I'm going to go ahead and just mute it for now. Instead, I would like a bass in this entire drop that really cuts through the mix and adds a clear grit. Because the rave bass is just kind of adding fluff, if you will. So, excuse me, for grit, let's go to Mi Pa Considerum. And I just want like a really, yeah, like maybe even this sound, just a really clean bass. For this bass, though, we're going to get rid of the lows. So the gritty bass does sound a lot better. That's going to stay. Let's shift our focus to some more details. And I want to start by trying to get a really cool moving synth in this drop. So basically, I just want to get a simple drone sound. And then maybe I could chop it up manually. Maybe I can use some sort of plugin or something to add movement to it. But regardless, I would like to get something in this drop going. So let's see what we can get. This sound is really nice. Just pitched it up to D. Let's add some sidechain to it. And then to give it rhythm, let's try maybe tremolator. It sounds great with the tremolator. Also sounds really good in the entire drop right now. adding just a little bit extra flavor that I like. But it is a little bit dry, so let's just simply add a little bit of effects to it here. I meant to open up Supermassive. And the last thing that might be a little bit weird, but I want to try adding like a bit crusher. Sick. Now let's do some more drum stuff, some fun drum stuff. So I think I'm going to leave this spot plain. I really like how it's kind of just the lead synth pitching down. I think that sounds cool. I think here a nice little clap fill would be helpful. Maybe this one. It's not quite a clap fill, but I'm down for that. School. I need that guy. Size clap, arrow fill combo undefeated. So I really just want the snare and like the boing sound from the arrow fill. And the size clap is going to do its thing. There we go. Really sick. I think I want to make this fill, though, a little darker. Specifically right here. So maybe what I could do is just layer a dirtier fill with this and then kind of mix and match. There we go. Yeah. All right, now let's think about adding some effects. I mean, it already sounds really big. I don't know if I want to do a drop down lifter. Sometimes it sounds cool not doing a drop down lifter. It's worth trying though. Maybe switch up the effect here. I'm really loving how this is sounding. I'm jamming out right now. Just having a good time. But one other sound that I'd like to add in the drop, and then I want to move to the build, and then also maybe refine the break a little bit. And this sound, it's in my head, and it's a little hard to describe, but I guess the best way to put it is it's almost like these lasery sounds. Kind of like that, but I want it backwards. I mean, we could try to take this and like reverse it, but I don't know if that's going to give me the sound that I want. No, it's not going to do it for me, but hold on. Maybe I'm onto something, taking these sounds and reversing it. Basically, what I'm looking to do is have like an effect in the background that's giving movement. Oh, okay. So yeah, maybe like this. Look. Take this and hypothetically loop it and then sidechain it. I know it sounds a little ridiculous, but it might work. Let's just cut out the silences, and then I actually think it sounds kind of nice as like a background texture. So, I mean, obviously there's like some more details and other things that I could do in the drop, but like generally speaking, I'm really loving this direction a lot. Let's shift our focus to like the break / the build.
Lost in the sea of doubt. It's either breathe or drown. I really need.
I love the gated thing. Oh my God. Love, love, love. But it needs to be a little bit more wishy-washy. So one way we could do that is with a phaser. don't love the phaser. I like the idea. Let's try a flanger. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking now. Now that I have a drop and everything is kind of piecing together, things are making a little more sense to me. What we're going to do, we're going to open up kind of the flutter combination, the string in this sample. And I think we're even going to start it more filtered. It'll open up completely when the build starts. Yeah, so I really like that idea. That way, you know, it's a little bit more low-key in the beginning. It's less of a smack in the face, kind of, right when the track starts. And when it comes in, it's like a nice, refreshing thing for the build-up. And yeah, life goes on. It's nice and good. Okay, shifting our focus to the build-up now. The first thing that I'm thinking about are my drums. What kind of drums do I want to do here? I'm inclined to go for a really big drum fill because we have a really big drop. And we need to bridge the gap between like the break and then obviously a really explosive big drop. We need to make sure that it flows pretty nicely. I have a nice fill. I think it's this one. Yeah. I like this guy a lot. All right, this snare works really, really well. So if we're going to go for a bigger kind of build-up, the other things that we really have to consider are getting rid of these sounds here, especially to make room for big risers and stuff. So I've also haven't labeled yet, which is not like me at all. But this is our bass. We're going to go ahead on the break bass group here, and we'll add a quick simplon. That way we can filter it out via high-pass filter. I'm thinking it'll more or less be gone here. We're going to have to filter out this guy as well. Simplon. All right, let's see how that sounds as a starting point. Have we cooked? I think this is sick. Okay, anyway, I'm getting distracted. This all sounds great. Let's think about risers and then other build drums as well. So maybe the Pong riser. Bueno. For the sweep, because I typically like to put risers with sweeps, tonal laser stuff with noise. Let's do probably this guy. Sublift. All right, the sublift sounds really good. I think I'm going to keep that. Gives it a nice festival feeling, I think, the build-up. Which, hopefully this can be played at a festival. Who knows? It's really nice to have a small, I call them tight snares, playing in the background with a faster rhythm. It's a nice way to add a little bit of contrast. Sometimes. Because other times, it sounds nice to just have like everything 4 on the floor and feel very like uniform. And I'm kind of getting that vibe for this song, but my first instinct was to do this, so let's just see if this sounds good. Sounds great. No, that actually sounds exactly like how I wanted it to sound. Okay, cool. Let's go, man. Build-up is done. This is sounding really, really nice. But I'm not going to lie. I've got a little bit of details to do, and I don't want to do them. So I'm not going to do them, because we did make really good progress here. I mean, we made a break, build, and drop. I think this idea is Fuego Diego. Shout out if there's any Diegos watching. But I really don't want to do details, so I'm going to kind of leave the fills and like the other stuff and like any additional mixing. Just going to leave that on the to-do list for now. But ladies and gentlemen, let's enjoy what we did create today. Let's take a listen from the top and let's see what I came up with.
Lost in the sea or down. It's either breathe or drown. I really need you now. Oh, I know that you'll be my lightning in the dark. Up, down, I've seen a million now, but I ain't scared of clouds. Oh, 'cause I know you'll be my lightning in the dark.
Ladies and gentlemen, episode 47 is a wrap. Alrighty, well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time I upload. Be sure to check out my Patreon if you haven't already. You guys know the drill. We got sample packs, we got Project Stems to Studio Time with Ryos, we've got lessons, feedback, plenty of other goodies. All that information will be down below in the description. So that'll be all for me today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.